Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Browns Morning Brew. We got lined up today. I thought I wasn't going to get interrupted today, considering the special show we're having today. But Gary, nonetheless, still interrupts the intro. But we have a great show today. We have Earnest Byner, the legend, number 44, coming on the show with us today to join us. We're going to talk some popcorn, some football, and lots more. We also have Rich DeSecker here, the president of the Tuscarawas Browns County Backers, to talk a little bit about some things here. And it's going to be a great show, guys. And Rich, you were just at an event that not a lot of people got to go to, and was a memory you'll never forget, obviously. And you got to meet some great people, and you got some great pictures. I do not have any of those pictures, but I mean, I do, but I didn't upload them today because I'm a bad person. But okay. I definitely want to talk about that event you went to. If you want to touch base with that with us.
We had the honor of getting invited to the groundbreaking ceremony up at Brook Park the other day. And, you know, I was like a kid in a candy store. I mean, it was just so unreal to see. You know, we're walking in, you know, Jason and I are walking in with the other Browns PLC members. And we're like, do we belong here? Because we're all walking in like polo shirts, and you see these guys in three-piece Armani suits walking around. But we walk in, and it was just so unreal because we walk in, and all of a sudden Bernie calls me up on the phone to go up and talk to him. So we're sitting up there talking to Bernie, and here comes like Jimmy and Dee, Roger Goodell, you know, the Governor DeWine, Joe Thomas. And I mean, words can't even describe just the atmosphere it was. You know, it's getting a lot of negativity. I know Browns fans, you know, not happy about the move, but once you listen to everything that they're doing, the jobs is bringing in for Brook Park area, I think it's going to be fabulous.
Yeah, I think I heard something about like 5,000 jobs.
Yep, 5,000 to 10,000 jobs.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like it's going to be more than just the. I don't call it dome. I call it. It's gonna because it's not a dome. It's going to be a slanted roof.
Yeah.
But I like to call it that. But they're going to have a lot of stuff going on around there, man. So I'm really looking forward to it. And, you know, they were moving dirt, you know, many months back, man. But to see them finally have their ceremony. And I thought it was really cool when they had the shovels with the guitar necks on.
Guitars, yeah.
Yeah.
They actually called us up, like our PLC group, to actually go up and break the ground, too. So that was an experience.
Oh, that's awesome.
Forget, too, so.
That's awesome.
Then as we were done doing that, Dee Haslam was right there. And she called us over, and she talked to us for like 2 to 3 minutes, and the security guards were grabbing her to pull her away. And she says, "No, I'm talking to these gentlemen now. Please go get Jimmy." So she went and got Jimmy. Jimmy came over to us, talked to us maybe like 3 to 5 minutes again, said he's proud of what we do for the Browns. So it was an experience I'll never forget.
That's excellent. And then, you know, when I'm just thinking ahead. So like, you know, when they end up building it and then you end up going to a game, because I know you will be at, you know, in 2029. Just for me, if I was in your shoes for the ceremony and then standing inside the new facility, I'd be like, man, I was standing on here and it was just dirt. You know what I mean? I was standing on the dirt, man. And now it's a structure, you know, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I've been probably the oldest one here. So I've been to the old stadium, Municipal Stadium. I was there in '86 with the Drive and everything. So
Wow.
Sam was there at the Municipal Stadium.
Tailgating that to the new stadium, and now 2099. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I seen one of you had many pictures up, which was cool. You had pictures like with Goodell, you had pictures with Haslam's, you had pictures. The one that stood out for me was you're standing there, you're getting your picture with Denzel Ward, and behind you, you've done made it. You done made it, dog. When you got Andrew Barry photobombing you in the back, man. I was like, look at Rich, man. You out here getting it, man. That's pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good, and that's when I went up to him afterwards, and I congratulated him on the draft, and I said, you guys took the Bearded Browns mock draft, and that's how you got it.
Nice.
So
nice shout out.
So
nice shout out.
So, question, when you got to meet Goodell, every time he enters a room, is there just a booing soundtrack that goes everywhere he goes, or is it?
I hate to say, but a lot of people were very supportive of him today because he gave Cleveland a bunch of kudos for pulling off the draft when it was the COVID year, on how well Cleveland handled it. And they were very supportive of it. I'll give people credit there. Probably because it was more upper echelon, but they were very supportive of him.
He had a lot, even like in his media stuff, had a lot of good to say. Everyone still seems like they're focusing on the one negative, if you want to call it that, where he said that we need more infrastructure to handle a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But to me, that's that it seems like it would be pretty obvious.
I think so too.
We don't have 100,000 hotel rooms in the area. So that's just the reality of it. And this thing's not being built just to host a Super Bowl. We could, Taylor Swift concerts is what everybody jokes about, but stuff like that, now is realistic to come to the area. Which is
like you said, Logan. You got the Final Four, you got WrestleManias, it's everything.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the thing too is, I think once the dome is built, or the slanted roof, excuse me, once they get that and everything that's going to be around that, I think it's going to draw more people to come in, and because there's some hotels that are already over there, they might knock them down, build new ones now. Yep. So I see that happening once they get things rolling over there, because that's going to be the place to be, man.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I was joking around, man. I know there's a lot of logistics that go into it. I'm like, slam a casino over there somewhere while you're at it, So yeah, man, it's going to be interesting.
All right, but we do have the guest of the hour here in the waiting room. I think we should bring him in, guys.
All right, let's do it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our special guest here today, the one and only number 44 running back, legend of the Cleveland Browns, Earnest Byner.
What's up? What's going on, 44?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good,
What's up, Ernest?
I like that 44, baby.
I got you all the time, Ernest. Come on, man.
Hey, Ernest, today you didn't crash the show.
Well, this was a little planned. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Maybe we can prepare a little bit every now and again,
Absolutely.
So,
go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say, man, Earnest Byner, you were raised in Milledgeville, Georgia, attended East Carolina University from 80 to 83, drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the 10th round in 1984, and you played with the Browns from 84 to 88, 94 to 95, and then you went to the Washington Redskins, 89 to 93, where you had an amazing career, and we're going to get to that here shortly. But 90 to 91, two-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champ, and then you were with the Ravens there for a little bit in 96 and 97. The stolen Cleveland Browns. But,
right.
That's your introduction, man.
That was a tough move.
Yes,
that was a tough
there's
move.
questions we got for you coming up on that as well. So, but we wanted to talk to you about your new brand. We have some of it, and it is wonderfully delicious.
You got y'all were able to get it. Oh, my man.
I was eating it last night. I said I gotta I gotta put it down, man, because I ain't gonna have none to show Ernest that I got it, man. It is delicious.
Was that the cheddar or the sweet palm?
I got one bag of each.
Okay, yeah.
My wife likes the cheddar. I'm more of the caramel peanuts, man.
Yeah. You're working on getting your Russia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just looking at you, baby.
I appreciate it. I gotta say, and I'm not just talking it because it's your product, but it is really good. It tasted fresh. So sometimes you get bags of stuff, it don't taste that fresh, but it was really good, man. And like I said, I was eating on it last night. I had to put it down. I'm like, it was late night snack, and I'm trying to watch that because I put on a few LBs. But,
Right.
Yeah, but it was actually really delicious, man. So what got you on that journey of the popcorn?
Well, we thought about it maybe a few years ago. We actually we did try it out with Discount Drug Mart, and it got to a point where the concussion case in dealing with that and made it somewhat difficult. So we stopped everything, and we actually just maybe a full year ago decided to go back in it and see if we could produce a product, a good product for Browns fans, but also produce the product so that we could maybe source our nonprofit, which is the Healing Dawgs. Original Dawgs is the for-profit entity. So the popcorn is part of that process. And Pat Scullings at Giant Eagle, he's a hell of a Browns fan, hell of an Earnest Byner fan. He welcomed me back with open arms, and
Yeah, I got to say, our other guy that's on our show also, Angel, he sent me a picture. He was in, you familiar with Strongsville, Ohio, kind of outside he was at Strongsville Giant Eagle, man. They had a really nice display up, man. Yeah. It was like your own thing out there in the middle of the store. Yeah. And it was legit, man. It was really legit.
Yeah, Strongsville has been really good to us. Even the Browns backers over there, Patty Joe, is the head of the Browns backers over there. She came out to see us. It's they got a really good display. Some of them got it when you come in the door. Well, at least one of them I know has it when you come right when you come in the door. But they got it, and the displays that they have of the popcorn is really fantastic. So, hats off to Giant Eagle.
Yeah. We got Rich here. I think you know Rich.
Rich, what's happening, man?
What's up, my friend? How are you, man?
You right there?
Oh, I got the 44 on for you, man. You know that.
Yes, sir. Hey, who else wearing that 44 nowadays, though? Is anybody else trying to?
That's Fannin now. It's a tight end now.
Oh yeah. He's a spectacular rookie we got last year. He was our leading receiver last season. Our tight end was. He's something to watch. He's special.
Catches? How many catches,
like 72 catches, I think, didn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
A good tight end can really help a quarterback out, man.
Yeah, he's one of them hybrid tight ends too. So you can line him up. He actually caught a touchdown. He was lined up wide out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did they move him a lot? Did they put him in the backfield some too?
He was a fullback a couple of times.
Yeah. I do want to say though, because I'm like, and I knew it, but I had to look it up because I wanted to be sure. I'm like, man, who was the last Browns running back that wore 44? And I knew in my head, but I wanted to double check. It was Tommy Vardell.
Say touchdown, Tommy.
Yeah, it was Tommy Vardell was the last to wear that number, man.
Yeah.
You guys want to get into this a little bit here?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to say, Ernest, I don't know if you're a gamer at all, but back in the day there was, Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Super Bowl, and Walter Payton and Bo Jackson, get it all for being the running backs in those games. But totally undervalued in there is Ernest Byner for the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
Man, I used to use you in there, man, and just run for touchdowns, man.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for that. You know what I mean? You were my guy in Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Let me tell you a story, quick story with that.
Yeah.
Oh, you get ready to ask me a question, but maybe. But let me tell you a quick story about that. When I became a coach, afterwards, and the first running back job that I had was in Washington, and one of the young players, he said, "Man, you were hell on Tecmo Bowl, baby."
Oh yeah, man. Dude, you were something else on Tecmo Bowl, man. I love playing with you, man. But so my question though is like, so you when you were the Redskins, man, you won one with Rippon, right?
Yeah.
So go, you win one with him. So I know he's got to be, he's one of your quarterbacks, right?
Right.
Going back now, we're 30, 40 years, later. Who's your quarterback, Bernie or Mark?
Bernie.
Bernie?
Yeah.
Talk to us about it. Because you won one with Mark. So talk to us about like the differences between the two quarterbacks.
Well, Bernie, both of them, neither one was not going to scramble. That's the first thing. They weren't coming out of the backfield to get you a first down. Not, they were actually really, really good at distributing the ball. I think Bernie, because he had it all, and he had it all with working with a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had the in Washington, the defense was just, I mean, we were practicing against each other. Monty Coleman, who rest his soul, just passed away, was one of the nickel linebackers on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about knowing all the positions and knowing where everybody was supposed to be. All of that team was that way. But we had it where we could depend on the defense, maybe a little bit more than the defense with the Browns. But the thing is, man, when Bernie had to have it, when we were working together, it was almost like we were, and I said this before, Siamese twins.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie knew everybody. He knew how to throw the ball to everyone so that they could bring it in and receive it. You know what I mean? So he was really a blessing.
That's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you also got to play. I mean, you got to play for some awesome coaches. You got Joe Gibbs, obviously Hall of Famer. Marty Schottenheimer, who was just recently a finalist for the Hall of Fame, who eventually will be in there. Talk about the differences between playing for these two guys. I mean, you went far with both of these guys, and you got the opportunity to play for two Hall of Famers.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, both loved Earnest Byner.
There's a lot to love with Earnest Byner. Both guys don't get to where they get without Earnest Byner.
Yeah,
All right.
I can definitely say that Coach Gibbs, I mean, he was his philosophies and his way of coming across to you were mostly spiritual in nature. Very seldom saw either one of these guys where they were mad or losing it with any, with any type of force. Both were great leaders. Both had the pulse of the team, and knew what we needed. Knew what I needed, definitely. Coach Gibbs and Marty, I mean, both of them figured out or saw that I could be a little bit of everything. H-back, running back, receiver. I could throw the ball. Marty never did let me throw the ball, though. But I was actually a quarterback in high school. Nobody really knows that. I was quarterback up until my 11th grade year, so I could throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So Coach Gibbs gave me an opportunity to.
Do you remember who your quarterback who took that spot in high school?
No, I don't. I really don't.
You ever give him a call, like, you just remind him who ended up in the NFL?
I need to.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I enjoyed all the coaches that I had. All of them, had a way of, getting the best out of us. Marty had his style. Again, like he was a philosopher. Coach Gibbs, he was more spiritual, more cerebral.
Mm-hmm.
In the way that he approached us. I mean, he figured out. I mean, both of them figured out that I was going to try to make everybody better, no matter what I was doing, whether I was being the H-back or whether I was being the starting running back. I really appreciate what they did for me.
Mm-hmm.
And how they depended on me.
Yeah.
I saw an interview that you did with the Cleveland Browns a couple of years ago, and it was about your draft when you were talking about you were expecting to go in the 3rd or 4th round, and fortunately for us, the Browns picked you up in the 10th round, and you said, "This is my prove it time. This is time to shine," and you did exactly that. You came to Cleveland and you dominated in the backfield.
Yeah.
What was your reaction when the Browns did draft you?
I told my wife, I said, we getting ready to get a check.
Nice. There you go.
I was actually relieved. I was worried. I mean, I was the first day I was nervous. And I was, I actually didn't have a phone at the time. So I had to use one of my teammates' dorm room as a post where I posted up and watched the draft and was waiting by the phone. So next, when it got to the second day, I was just when I heard the Cleveland Browns had drafted me. I kind of had an inclination because the scout that Beckman, I think it was Dave Beckman, came down there and he worked me out and he really liked me. He showed me that he liked me and appreciated my my work ethic and what I was doing and what I had done with the Pirates. So I was actually I was relieved because I had a daughter at that time. I had just got married, and my wife, had a daughter probably that summer before my senior year, and I know I needed money, so that was a great relief for me to find out that I was drafted. And then when I looked up and saw the history of what the running backs had been doing with the Browns, it made me even prouder to be a part of that.
So you got your wife a diamond, and then you became Cleveland's diamond in the rough.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of, on the running game, man, I always correlate you. I mean, you was your own, but I always see you with number 34. And I always see that tandem backfield. And you guys, I believe, were at that time you guys were the second duo to have both 1,000 yards in your season. I just want to know, I would say, because I mean, you did it all. You're all purpose. You are on special teams. You was the lead blocker. You could catch. I mean, obviously you could run. You were nasty. How was it working with Kevin Mack? You know, because I think of you two, like when we had the Nick Chubb and the Kareem Hunt.
We've been trying to recreate you guys for 30 years.
Yeah. I just wanted to, how was your guys' relationship? How was that?
Oh man, shoot, man, we depended on each other. I mean, we communicated with each other. We pushed each other. We drank together. we had some libations at TGI Fridays on Thursday nights after a couple of hard days of work. But Kevin and I, really had a feel for each other, man. We both knew when the other guy had that day that was going to, that could be special. So if he had it that day, then I'd say, hey, K-Mac, you drop back to the tailback. Let me block for you. If it was a play call for me, I would even, we switched out that way, and he did the same thing for me. We were both fullbacks. We were both tailbacks. I was probably, a little bit, because I could be moved out in, different parts of, like receiver, and then I could be a move guy and all that kind of stuff. But when we were in the game together, man, nobody knew what was coming, who was coming at him, and it was, I mean, playing with K-Mac was one of the grandest things of my career.
Excellent.
So there's pictures, obviously, of people drawing plays in the dirt at Municipal Stadium. Do you remember that happening? Did you guys ever have to do that? And what was it like to play at Municipal Stadium?
Oh, Municipal Stadium. Hey, man, home field advantage, all the way. People didn't want to come to play in Municipal Stadium. That infield. It was hell on the brother, but if you fell in that infield, you were gonna come up with some scars. I mean, because it was going, and after the game, when you showered, it was going to let you know that you had played in the infield too. So, but I mean, Municipal Stadium, man, being in that history, knowing who had been there and being able to try to carry that torch in that place was a hellacious thing. I mean, it pushed us, to no end. And to have Jim Brown, Bobby Mitchell, Leroy Kelly, Motley, to know those guys, because they would actually, come back around and hang with us a little bit. They would have, they would have them come back, and we were able to actually be around them some, man, and to have that history, and in that stadium, that was, I mean, you don't need any more motivation than that.
Speaking of running backs that you've been around, while we're on the subject, have you ever reached, or were you ever in discussion, or like you said, some of those guys would be around you, some of the greats would be around you, but now what comes to mind for me is like Greg Pruitt, Mike Pruitt, those guys. Did you ever, you've been around them guys?
I played with Mike.
Yeah,
I played with Mike Pruitt.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I rented Mike Pruitt's house. Mike charged me too much.
That's funny.
He didn't know. Well, he knew I was a rookie. But I I didn't make that much money, Mike, and I'm paying him.
You're charging me too much money. You're killing a brother over here,
Right?
Mike. What you doing, man?
Mike and Boyce Green, Dino Hall,
yep.
Charles White.
Yep.
I mean, those guys, man, they took me under their wing. Even though we were competing for space and for playing time, I mean, those guys, I mean, they taught me the ropes, and they didn't begrudge me when it was deemed my time to start in the my rookie year, like the 8th game of the season. Sam Retigliano got fired that year, and Marty decided to go with me as a starter, and obviously I wanted to prove him right, but those guys, I mean, they took me under their wing, and it really blessed me.
And the who's who of coaches, man, you got to play for Retigliano, Schottenheimer, then Belichick, Marchibroda. I mean, you have what's that?
I ain't like Marchibroda.
Tell me about that. That's actually what I want to hear. I want to. Oh man, if you're gonna talk about not like a Marchibroda, I want to hear that.
I was mad.
Talk to me about Ted.
It's not that I didn't like him per se. I didn't like what he did to us.
Yeah,
because he had been in Baltimore. I'm sorry, in Buffalo as a OC, and I think Indy as a head coach. But when he came to when he came to Baltimore, when we obviously moving, the move and all that kind of stuff, and we can we'll get into that or not. I don't know, but Ted ran the most hellacious training camp I ever been in. I mean, even the tour-a-days with Marty didn't match the tour-a-days with Ted. I mean, and it was, you're talking about having no legs. I mean, I'm in shape. I'm gonna be in shape now. I'll come into camp. I'm gonna be in tip top, or I'm gonna take care of business. But man, I pulled a hamstring in everyone in both of Ted's training camps because I didn't have no hamstrings left.
It sounded like he was running a boot camp over there.
Oh, it was
like a drill instructor.
It was ridiculous. 2 days in that hot sun with pads on, and I'm 9,000 years old at that point too, though. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to hey man, I went in to try to talk to Ted, and he's like, hey, this way he was talking. Ernest, I just can't do it. I just can't. I gotta have it. So I threw my hands up. But
you weren't a million years old and mad. No, I'll tell you what. You went from Tecmo Bowl to Madman. You were still the guy to run with, man.
Hey, I mean, they can do that. AI can fix us up, man. I think I can play now too.
Yeah. Speaking on that, was there anything particular you did training wise to, you're a Pro Bowler. I mean, was there things that you did to keep yourself going, like not just in season? Like, did you have a regiment off season? I'm sure you had to keep your body in tip top shape.
Yeah. Said he went drinking Thursday nights at TGI Fridays.
Yes, sir.
That's got to keep that keeps you a human. That keeps you,
We go down to Jamaica for a couple of weeks, and after the season, when I made the Pro Bowl, we Actually went over to Kauai and actually kind of relaxed. I took about 2 weeks off after the season, but I was right back on it. I was right back on the grind. Always running, always riding my bike. Actually took karate and judo. That right there really helped to accentuate my quickness. Cause I was quicker than fast. Nobody would tell you not. And when I broke that 66-yard run in Miami, I was looking around to see if anybody was gonna catch me, cause I know I ain't supposed to be out here running, not like this. But I wasn't the fastest guy, but I was quick and powerful. I had a suddenness to me, and the way I kept it was to stay in shape. The power cleans and the hang cleans that we did with Red Man. Y'all know who Red Man is? Red
Not,
Man was
not the red man, you know.
yeah, okay, all right.
I know Red
But,
Man and Method Man. I know them guys.
yeah, the Red Man was our weight room coach in Cleveland, and I mean we were doing snatches and cleans, and I mean that type of stuff, that type of lifting, really accentuated what I had, and it helped me to play the game and play the game for a long time at a high level.
Yeah, durable. I mean, you're really a durable guy. You know, I mean, just think of your career. I mean, you did have, we didn't get a chance to touch on it, but I'm gonna run it real quick for you in the next question. You had 13,442 all-purpose yards, 72 touchdowns,
Yeah.
56 rushes. And your receiving was great too. I thought, I watched one. I'm trying to remember who you were playing because I was watching. I had to go back and watch me some old Byner clips. And and you went out into the flat and then you kind of cut up and you had to spin around. The pass came off of Bernie. It looked like it came off a little hot, and you were able to spin around with your left hand. And you did like you was the original Odell Beckham Jr. catching back in the day, man. I seen you snag that down one hand. I was like, man, that's great, man.
Yeah, it's a blessing for me to have the game that I had, being able to block for a guy at a high level, block for and that's pass blocking and run blocking. To be able to have the mind to know what everybody was doing on the field. I just for some reason picked that up, and I knew where everybody was supposed to be and what everybody was doing. So that really helped me to play at the level that I played, because I could set things up in a way that because I understood and because I knew where everybody was supposed to be and what they were doing. And when it didn't happen, I would tell them, "You're supposed to have done that right there, right there." And being able, and the other thing that really being able to hold people accountable puts pressure on the person that's doing the holding accountable. And so I had to try to play. I tried to play perfect. I tried to play the perfect game. I tried to do everything at a high level. And if I didn't do the job, I figured out why, and I wanted to try to do it better the next time. And I mean, if you would living with me at at any point in my career, I'd be walking around the house and all of a sudden I'd say, damn. And it's, what do you think? Because I was looking at plays. I was still looking at plays, even when I was at home. They say don't take your job home. That's a lie. I mean, I did it, mostly, and mostly the things that I did because I loved the game so much, and I wanted to play it in such a way that everybody would be proud of me. Everybody. So when I say for the love of the game, and that's one of the sayings in one of my books. When I say for the love of the game, do it for the love of the game. And I just want to say one other thing real quick. I was watching Watson, and I mean, he's getting his ass waxed. He's getting beat up. We need to protect him better. We need whatever, but he needs and hopefully this has happened. If he's playing for the love of the game, he'll get his stinger back, and that stinger helps him do the magic that he does. But you gotta love what you do. You can't play for the money. I mean, you can, but for me personally, if you love what you do, you're gonna do the absolute best every time, and you're gonna take care of your body. You're gonna take care of the fam. You're gonna do everything that you can at the highest level that you can. So do it for the love of the game.
I know you still might be like kind of, even with the Watson situation, like on the outside looking in, I feel like a lot of us are. Is that like something like, because that's always maybe been the fans' opinion, is like he came here for the money. Like he made it obvious like that he wanted to sign with Atlanta, and then we threw all the money at him and now he's here. Like, do you think that could be a factor? Like that maybe he is, if you get what I'm asking, like,
well, all of it's a factor. Yeah, absolutely. All of it is. I mean, but the thing that you got to get back to, though, you got to get back to doing it for the love.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you're gonna do the absolute best. You're gonna have the best experience that's possible. And I'll say this because when I went through the fumble, when I went through the going the wrong way in Miami, the fumble, and then the personal foul penalties. I just at that point, my game was almost gone because there's so many things that were adding up that seemed like they were bad, which they were, and it really kind of it hurt me in such a way that I needed to change, or I needed to fall back in love with the game. And when I went to Washington, it gave me an opportunity to fall back in love with something that was very, very basic, and what that was competing, just plain old competing with myself, competing with the next guy, competing with everybody in the room that was in the running back room. They were my teammates, but I was competing with their ass every day.
That's why I see, like,
I'm like, yo, you ain't taking this position. You're not getting this. I'm this. But and while I was doing that, I was also cheering them on and coaching them.
It probably made all of you guys better, right? Competing against each other.
Made us all better. So when somebody had to either come out of the game or got hurt, then the level would not fall off, because we all had gotten that understanding, and also gotten that feel for the competitive nature.
So did you feel like I see like your shirt says I saw it earlier, like what our struggles make us stronger, something like that.
Yeah.
How did you like deal with it, man? So I'm a little younger. Like I was born in '90, so like I heard the stories of all the stuff that happened and the move and everything. I've been through my own struggles. Like I've been like with addiction and stuff like that. I've been sober for a little while now, and I'm a musician and I built my career off of those struggles. So I get what you're saying there. I guess my honest question would be like, how did you push through all that stuff? Because it had to be very difficult. Just with the negativity and everything. Like, were there times where it was like you were just like really full of doubt?
Oh yeah, that's absolutely 100%. I initially in college we were taught to visualize, and Ed Emery was my coach in college, and he was a big mentalist type of guy. And we had to sit and meditate before each game and visualize. Now, I'm telling you this because after the fumble and after I went the wrong way or something, in Miami, after going through that, I started to see stuff in the negative, opposed to seeing how I wanted it to go. Sometimes it would creep in on the negative side.
Like, what if it goes this way though, or what if it doesn't work?
Yeah. So so that visualization was hurting me. So I had to kind of give that up. The energy that I had, and what do they call it? Your chi.
Yeah.
That chi was changing, and the mind was changing. So I had to reprogram my mind. When I got traded, I went over to I was going over to a gym to exercise. And when I went over there, I realized that I had started to, because I had people who would yell at me, "Fumble!" out we
just wherever you're at, like grocery store,
at the mall, at the store, whatever. And that right there was not helping. It was getting into my mind. I'm kicking my own ass anyway. That's just how the game is won. The game was won or lost by how I played. That's what I put the game on me. That's how I looked at it. I didn't look at it. I didn't. Nobody else had to tell me, or when people would talk about the fumble and just talk about that as the play that lost the game. I'm already saying.
But
that.
you already thought that before that.
Yeah. I'm already in that. Because that's how I always looked at each game.
So then it like reinforces your negative, like you're already thinking negative about it, and then you have somebody else reinforcing what you're thinking, and it just spirals into more negative.
More. Absolutely. And I did a good job of kicking my own ass now. Don't I do I still do a little bit of it. But I'm doing meditation and all that kind of stuff, and trying to work through all of it. But the reality was, man, back in that time when the fumble happened, even when I went to Washington, it came with me there. I dropped the ball in one game and lost the game in the where the ball hit my pad. I jumped up to catch it, which I should have used hands. I mean, that's just here there. But I jumped up to catch it and it bounced off me, and we lost the game with the Giants. What came up? The fumble.
Fumble. Yeah.
Well, Ernest, let me say this to you, because there's probably been a lot of people that yelled fumble to you, but there's also a lot of Cleveland fans that have been wanting to tell you that that's bullshit. Sorry for saying that, but like we wouldn't have been there any of those places without you, and that we love you and we thank you for helping us get there, man. And there's a lot of Browns memories and football memories that I have with my dad.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't have without you. And there's a lot of us Browns fans, you know what I mean? So like anytime that if you beat yourself up over it now, that's crazy. Everybody is human, and you know what I mean? I know that happened on a big stage, and I know that there are, idiots out there, man, but there's a lot more people here in Cleveland that were wanting to heal with you, man, and wanting to, fix all that for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You brought a lot of joy to the people of Cleveland and Browns fans, man. And, you know what I mean? Like, so for whatever that's worth, man, I hope that you take that to heart, because, there's a lot of Cleveland fans here that have loved you the whole time, man.
Yeah.
And, I appreciate everything that you did.
Yeah,
me being the oldest one here, beside, I can remember vividly watching that game, play by play by play by play. I remember the last, I just remember when you went down, just how your body drank. I mean, I'm getting emotional now just talking about it.
Yeah, man, this is
because the crap you had to go through.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the next day after school, I wore my 44 jersey to school, because without you that day, we never would have got back. We never would have came back. And just the crap that you had to go through. Then rewatching Believeland and the time that you talked about, this guy right here, Big Daddy.
Yeah.
When you were sitting next to him, seeing him get emotional,
Yeah.
I've been waiting. I know you and I have been talking on the phone back and forth. We became friends a little bit, but I just want to say I never had one doubt that day any blame should have been put on you, because you were, like I said, I'm getting a little emotional. I'm sorry, but without you, Ernest, we never would have got there, never would have got back. Then the crap you had to go through during your career had to, kind of push you out probably, but you did come back.
Yeah.
And when you came back in War 21, when you came back, the final game, I was actually in the second row of the dog pound when you came through. So just being able to tell you this, that it was never your fault. I loved you. Everybody from Tuscarawas County, Browns backers. I've had like Felix down, Hanford down, both Pruitts down. And they all speak so very highly of you. And I just want to say thank you for everything you did in Cleveland, and just happy to be a part. Just talking to you has completed like so much stuff that's happened with me with the Browns backers, but with you here now, it's like the icing on the cake. So I just want to tell you thank you for everything that you did for Cleveland, man.
Yeah. I feel that, and I have when I did come back, I did feel that. I thank you, for that, and I love you all, and that you never left me, and I definitely appreciate it, man.
Anything for you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
I know things, sometimes between fans and athletes can get a little out of hand when things, there's high pressure things, in the 90s, there, some stuff happened. There's a guy named Jose Mesa for the Indians, and he was kind of an Earnest Byner for the Indians fans here. And then in the 97 World Series, he shakes off a fastball for a slider. they tie the game, and Jose Mesa is just, he doesn't really come back for the Indian stuff. There's been books written. It hasn't been the same. As someone who's like been through it, with a city like that, I'm someone here, like, I would love to see all of these, I want to see us treasure and celebrate, these athletes that brought some like really good memories to the city of Cleveland, that were a part of really positive times. There's, for me, I had some of the best times of my father were, watching some of these Cleveland athletes excel and just be excellent. Right. Do you have any advice to like some of these athletes who have maybe, fallen on hard times with Cleveland fans, as far as like how to start the healing process and, to get back?
Yeah. I just say, first of all, be available. Because if you really realize it, there's a lot of love for what we've done, and that has been historically the truth, and that, and I'm actually case in point, with that. Because each time that I come back, I'm received in the highest level. There's love. There's always love there. So, I think first of all, we have to forgive ourselves, for whatever has happened. Second of all, just again, just do it for the love. Because the people of Cleveland have been loyal, and I've said this, and I'll say it many more times. I've said it many times before. They have been loyal, they have been loving, and they've been forgiving, and that's to me. We belong to Cleveland. It's just the way it is. Cleveland absorb. They take us in like family. When you play for Cleveland, you play in for family. Is what you're doing. So, I would just encourage each individual that's been through something like like the fumble, like Mesa, whatever it is. Just know that Cleveland always will love you, and they always will receive you back.
Yeah, Ernest, I want to touch on something. I watched I was watching a motivational speaking that you were doing, and something that had stuck out to me, because like we talk about the fumble, the adversity from coming back, and mentally getting yourself back to you, I would say. And so what stood out to me is you said to fail is not to be a failure. To fail is part of an experience. The failure is if we don't learn from our experiences, both positive and negative. And I was like, bam, that's it, man. That's it. That's what rised you out the ashes, is that right there. I'm like, wow, man.
Where'd you get that from?
I was on YouTube. I was watching you, man. I was watching you. I had to. You said that, man, and it stood out to me. And I got goosebumps when I had just told you that, back to you. And it was a motivational speaking you were doing. It looked like you were in front of some players. Now I don't know if it was at the Browns before, but you were. That's something. I was like, that's
sages. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But yeah, man, that's real. It's real. One of the things that I've always, not always, but I've learned is that universal principles will have you going through the process of positives and negatives. You got to have them in life. You got to. If you don't have positive and negative, if you only have positive, you only going just one way. You only have negatives, you only going one. You got to have both to actually appreciate what this life brings, and how life manifests. I mean, it's difficult sometimes. Sometimes some things are more difficult than the others, and some things are are much better. But still, the experience is what counts. Because when you're going through the experience and you want to learn, if you want to grow, if you really want to understand life and live a really good life, you have to understand that the positives and negatives will happen. But going through the experience is what makes the life worth living.
And speaking of positivity, you didn't let that hinder your career or you as a person at all. You came on after that and a 2-time Pro Bowler. You won a Super Bowl. So there's always a positive to every negative. And
What's a Super Bowl like? You don't know anything about that.
yeah.
We'll get there. Yeah.
It's always next year, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We're trying to turn it around. Man. I'm liking monkeying. I'm liking what's going on around here.
Yeah.
You know what I wanted to bring up too, Ernest, while we got you here, because it wasn't just your playing and your career. I also liked that you coached, and you got to coach some awesome running backs, man. And I'm bringing up one right now because he was a character. Clinton Portis.
Man, he was a beast in Madden too. I used him every year in Madden. He was real good.
Now, Clinton Portis was a character because he would come out in his press conferences as a different character a lot. And I remember like Choo Choo was one. There was Dolomite Jenkins was one. But he had many. He had many different characters, and it would get he would even bring the characters out when they got their butt spanked. But he had put a positive spin on everything to keep people laughing. Man, how was it coaching with Clinton Portis?
It was interesting. But the thing is, I treated each one of my players the same. I wanted the absolute best for them. I learned them. I learned each guy. Learned how they received information, how they got the information and tumbled it, and how they what they received and what they didn't like. So Clinton was he was a little bit different. He didn't want to. He came from Denver, and Denver had a system. Who was that coach? I can't think of that. Shanahan. And they had that West Coast offense. They had that West Coast practice mentality. So Clinton didn't want to practice really that much. He didn't want to practice that hard, but he played his ass off though when it came to playing. So we, Clinton and I had a little bit of love-hate relationship because I believed in work. I believe you had to put it in during the week to get it on Sunday as well. Now you gotta taper it here and there and whatever, but that was his mentality was a great mentality because he took it and he excelled. Clinton was a damn good pass blocker. He don't get credit for that. He would put his feet in the ground and knock the crap out of somebody. So I mean, he wasn't much of a route runner, but he had good hands. He could catch. So Clinton could do he could do it all, but he was a little bit of a headache though.
Yeah, I think when you just told me that, I come back to think about Coach Stump Mitchell when he was here, and he was Kareem Hunt. Him and Kareem Hunt got into it on the sideline, and he, and Coach Stump is like, Kareem came off. He's like, "You playing with me, Stump? You keep playing with me. You got to get me that ball, Stump." And Stump kept telling him, calm down. You will get your turn when it's right, you know? And then it was a couple plays later and he broke a big one, got the touchdown and Stump. He come back, you know, totally different now because you done got what you needed. Right. He come back, man. I love you, Stump. I love you, Stump. He's like, I told you, just be patient. You got to be patient. That's part of the game, you know? But I could kind of see that, you know, you got to have that. Sometimes you got to have a little yin and yang too, though. So, you know, and you've got, go ahead.
I was, I'm sorry.
Very good.
I was in the room with Kareem too, because I came back. I don't know. I guess it was his maybe second or third year, maybe. But I was like doing internship. I mean, I had been coaching and all that kind of stuff, but they brought me back under the internship thing, the minority internship program. And I can see how Stump would get mad. I can see how Kareem would kind of wear Stump. I'm sorry, wear Stump down a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you have any interest in going back to the sideline?
No.
Or y'all done? Yeah. Just popcorn and podcast.
Popcorn and podcast. It's got a good ring to it. Popcorn and podcast. I like that.
You know, you know what? If I would go back, I mean, I still love the game. Mm-hmm. I still love the development process. I'm looking at my granddaughter play volleyball today, and I'm thinking, I'm in my mind, I'm coaching every last one of the people that are playing. You know, trying to get them, you know, just thinking that I could. This is what I would tell her there. This is what I would tell this one over here. You know, I love to be able to give the information that could make people better. And coaching was one of the ways that I did it. And it was a blessing. And it's a blessing and it's a curse because you see it, you're looking at life continually that way. every time I did, I don't say anything, but I could really just wax eloquent in coaching.
Yeah, so if you ever want to get back between the sidelines, we still might be looking for a quarterback if you want to get back out there.
I don't know how much time more we got you for, Ernest, but I do have a question, and I want to know what was the funniest moment you had in your Cleveland history here? Because we heard some stories from other guys. Certain people walking into other locker rooms while the Steelers were in there, and
Greg Pruitt. That was a funny story. Greg Pruitt had shared.
Funny story. I don't know. Nothing comes to me right now.
You can just say
or your best memory as like playing for the Browns.
I can tell you this. We were. I came back. When I came back, Andre Rison was there. Right?
This is after Left Eye? Never mind.
It was.
Hey, things are heating up in here. Things are starting to heat up.
That's after Modell had to mortgage his house to get him.
I think she came to a game, tell you the truth.
Yeah. Really? Okay.
I've actually met her. I met her once.
We were in spring training, and the night before the last practice, I think they came over to my house. I rented a house when I came back, and we stayed up all night long. Ain't nobody supposed to know this though. So
Don't worry, I cut the line. We're good.
It's all right. Nobody's watching this podcast anyway.
It's just us, man.
Yeah.
It's just us. Hey, hang on. Before you go, hang on. I gotta get my
people that follow you.
Yeah.
I gotta get my popcorn ready. Popcorn ready for this.
Popcorn ready. Hey, go buy your popcorn, folks. But we stayed up all night and I mean Andre was telling stories that I'm not going to repeat. But him, Michael Jackson, who else was in there? I can't. Y'all remember Michael Jackson, do you?
Number 81.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember Michael Jackson.
Number one. You were one.
Number one too. Yep.
Really?
Yeah, one. Mm-hmm.
This is an intel that nobody knows, or we probably shouldn't have told, but we didn't tell. But we were up all night. It ain't funny, but we were up all night, man, and had to go to practice that next day.
Mm. So
we all checking with each other to see if we were all there. Hey man, you coming? Y'all go. Come on, man. We got to roll. So we went and we got our practice in and kept it a secret. And I think we probably slept maybe 2 or 3 days after the
That's a tough one because I can relate, man. I was a roofer for 28 years, and well, hang on a second,
dude. Same thing, same thing as NFL running.
These guys always busting my balls. Yeah, they always get me. Hey, that's why I love them. I love each one of them. Though I always said if somebody ain't busting your chops, then they don't like you. If you're busting your chops,
he's
like
about
you.
to tell this story about Junior Seau knocking him off the roof.
No, but no. In my younger days, in my 20s, I would do days of no sleep and going and tearing off commercial roofs. I'm talking, like the Shawshank Redemption went up there with the hot mops. And I just remember, man, going, God, how am I going to get through this? Why do I keep doing this to myself? So I was kind of I was reliving that as you were telling that story about being up all night and then you got to go to training. Yeah, that's a rough ride, man. That's a rough ride.
I did that once in college too. Just all nighter. Just pulled the all nighter the day before the last practice. We went out there and practiced like hell. I mean, we got it in. You know what I mean? You got to do your job.
Yep. See, I had my boss at the time. He came in one day. I remember this distinctly. This is many years ago, over 20 years ago. And I was just a young man. I was, 20 years old, maybe 19, 20, 21. And I was on my boss came in because he would kind of pretty much like a coach. Ago.
I was going to say, what, 1957? Yeah.
Like a coach, like my boss was like a coach. So we would all get there in the morning and the different crews, commercial crews were getting there and then residential crews. He's huddling us up, getting us ready for the workday. And some of these guys looked like they were already dragging butt, And, and he looked at me, he goes, what's wrong with some of you guys? It's time to get rolling. It's time. He goes, look at Sam over here. He probably ain't even been to bed yet. And I swear it was that day I haven't. I'm like, actually, boss, you're right. He was like, he's ready to go. He's lively. He's ready to rock,
Right.
So yeah, that's funny moments, man.
But seeing that can be used as an example of how you just get into whatever you're doing. And if you love it enough, and if you're doing it at a high level enough, you will do a good job. If you care about what you're doing, you will do a good job. Whether you've gotten enough sleep the night before, and see, I used that also when I was dealing with pain. Any injuries, the injuries that I had, that I played with, some you can play with, some you can't. The only one I couldn't play with was my ankle. and that's when I had to have surgery. It tore the ligaments. But all the other things that happened to me, fingers, pinched nerves, concussions. I mean, you shouldn't play with a concussion, but I mean, we did what we did. You know what I mean? That's what happened. But the mindset that you have about what you're doing affects what you do.
Mm.
And if you think that it's difficult and you can't do it, you ain't gonna do it. But
Yeah,
if you look at it and you say, I'm going to do this, or just and you care about it enough, you'll get it done. You get the job done. Go ahead. What you about to say?
And my occupation was a tough job, and it's not easy. It was physically demanding. There's a lot of guys that can't do it. I've seen them come, I've seen them go. But a lot of that too, Ernest, I was going to ask you, because I already know how you're going to answer it. What is some of that when you got to push yourself is because you didn't want to let others down?
Yeah.
You know, like for me, rolling out of bed some days, or not going to bed and going to work, I'm like, man, I do not want to be here, but I ain't letting my guys down.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, because I mean, what you do affects the next knucklehead or teammate. You know what I mean? It affects him. You know, so with that being the case, the way I do my job, and the way, you know, the way he does his, we both should be caring about each other. It should be reflective. And if it's reflective, when you got that type of team, and that's what we had. I mean, we held each other accountable. And sometimes you gotta say, and you gotta do something that you don't necessarily feel like doing. Or I mean, I don't feel like going into the weight room today. No, you got to go. We got to go in here, even if we don't feel like we have to go in there and make it happen. So yeah, absolutely. It's because you don't want to let your teammates down. Yes, sir.
We have a fan comment here. It says Ernest has to have a Schottenheimer story.
Well, this is the one Schottenheimer story that I got a few, but this one right here, we did a event with the original Dawgs and the Healing Dawgs. Healing Dawgs, my nonprofit. And this is years after we had finished playing, and Marty was dealing with dementia at that point. And we did an event, and I asked, we flew Marty in. It was probably, we probably about 5 or no. We had about 10 people, 10 guys on the stage, and Marty we had a question and answer and period that we were doing, and Marty soon, a matter of fact, I'm moderating it because I think I'm running things, you know what I'm saying? So I'm moderating it, and one of the fans asked Marty a question, and Marty got right back into coaching mode. He just went. He was telling the fans how he how he would coach this guy, how he would push this guy, how he would have to coddle this guy, but it brought him back out to be able to have him at that event and put him on stage. So Marty, he was still in there. He just had to touch him. He just had to touch it and touch him a little bit to to get him to come out. But Marty, this the other. Let me tell you. Let me just give you this too. It was my rookie year, and I mentioned this earlier. It was my rookie year. Marty just became the coach, and he brought me in. He met with different guys. He met with me, and he told me, he said, "I'm going with you, Ernest. You're going to be my runner. I'm going with you, and let's see can you you handle it." So I walked out of there. I mean, I walked out of the room, and I felt like I had so much support. I knew. I mean, this man he's telling me that he believes in me. He's giving me the opportunity. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to let him down. You know, Marty, he had a way to get you to a place where you felt like you owed him something.
You had to get that gleam. Get that gleam.
Get the gleam.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I owed it to him, and I did that for the best I could.
Talk about like butterfly effect. That decision that he made, created magic, right? That brought, at least these 5 men here, that created a love for the Cleveland Browns. That in our adulthood, we're here every Saturday and Tuesday morning doing a podcast, about the Browns, and I just can't tell you how excited we've all been as soon as we heard Earnest Byner. I mean, like, it kind of really starts with you and Bernie, and really it's that decision is really one of those butterfly effects that brings us all here. So really, it's kind of a full circle moment to have you here with us, which it's been awesome, man.
He's not lying. As soon as I got off the phone with you, Ernest, I blew up everybody's phone. I'm like, guys.
I mean, I was calling friends. I was weird. It's a very cool moment.
And thank you again, Rich, for everything you guys do.
Oh no, you got to thank this guy. I was when I found out, I was trying to help him promote his popcorn. I said, you know what, I have to get a hold of you guys, and I texted Ernest. I said, hey, listen, these guys want to bring you on your show. And he said, well, who are they? And I said, the Bearded Browns. It's absolutely. So he was all in for it. So Ernest, thank you for everything like you've done for them, for us.
Yeah, man.
And you're a good guy, man.
Ernest, let's talk about that, man.
Hey, go buy enough popcorn so we can give you a rusher.
Yes.
That's right. Rush to Giant Eagle.
Yeah.
Hey, rush to Giant Eagle. Hey, this is the Cape Rusher. Every now and again, I felt like I had a cape on out there on the field, like I was a Superman or something, man. I really, and that they call that the zone. You know what I'm saying? So when I got in there against Miami or against the Colts in the playoff games, man, and also before the fumble in Denver.
That second half, man.
I feel like I had a cape on, man. You did.
Ernest, we had some tear jerkers. We had some funny moments today. This is probably one of my favorite.
I'm sorry about the tear jerkers.
Oh no, it's all good, man. This is we're very organic here, man. We're very organic here.
I was gonna say, Ernest, the music stuff I've been doing has started to get some traction around here. So I'll get with Mike and see if there's any way I can help with the like social media stuff, like share the pop with your brand and stuff. I'll get with Mike and talk about that.
Yeah, send me some of your music, man. Send me some. Give me
right.
an email me something, or text me something. I like to hear.
All right, cool, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Go. Hey, tell the Browns backers to go get the popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And listen, we don't know if you've paid for a meal or a drink in Cleveland in a while, but now you got 5 more places that you don't have to pay for a meal or a drink when next time you come back, man.
My man.
I'm a musician, man. I don't have money to pay for anything.
and I don't mind buying either though.
My man.
Well,
my
must be
man.
good because when
All
Hanford
right.
comes down, you got to spend a lot to get Hanford down. So
Yeah, right. All right. All right. Well, y'all
Again,
have a
Ernest,
good-
thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. You are more than welcome to come on anytime, and I will definitely be in contact with you. We're going to figure some things out here for the future.
Yep.
Let's get that
Again.
popcorn thing going, man. Let's blow it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love you, man. Thank you for everything.
Yep. A true
right.
hero, man. I
Have
want
a
to let
good
you know, Ernest, you are a true hero on and off the field, man. I'm going to watch some more of your motivational speaking. I like that, man. I get into that. Thank you so
All
much,
right.
sir, for being on the Bearded Browns today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ernest.
Thanks, man.
thanks, Ernest.
See you soon, Ernest. Man, guys, that was probably one of the most incredible moments. Just to have that raw and uncut, and the emotion that went into that was amazing for all of us, I'm sure. To relive those moments and hear his story, his side of it, was truly a
That's when
blessing.
I felt bad. Like, yeah, like just it was kind of like the Watson thing to me. Like, I mean, I know Earnest Byner is not Deshaun Watson or the other way around, but it was just like when Watson got hurt and the whole fans, like, just the way that like humanity almost gets taken out of sports sometimes. It's like Ernest is saying he can't even go to the gym or the grocery store in Washington D.C. without somebody yelling that stuff. It's like, dude, like there's the way that people go. And I was gonna say too, it's like the most negative people are always the loudest ones too. So like Gary, what you said, like, yeah, like most of Cleveland, all of Cleveland now still loves the guy and is rooting for him, but there's still like, if the 2 or 3 people are hating on him, that's the 2 or 3 that you hear. And
Yeah, it's like the ones that accosted Braylon in CVS.
We did it. Braylon Edwards comes up today.
we got to get 2007 Braylon Edwards on here, and I want to hear about all 17 drops that he had that season. No, all 21 drops he had that season, but all 17 touchdowns as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I really want to, talk to. I mean, not only do these guys put up with that, but I mean the restraint that these guys have to not, when you're getting accosted in a grocery store, in a gym, in a CVS,
And
the
you're an
restraint
NFL
that these
player, like, you can beat the shit out of anybody.
yeah, the restraint that you have to not put these strangers in a hospital when you're being verbally attacked in public over. I mean, it's just.
And it's one mistake, man. Like that's what sucks. Like nobody
could you
wanted
imagine
that fumble to happen less than him.
Yeah. Could you imagine, Sam, you make a mistake on a roof, and then for the rest of your life, every time you go out to eat, someone's yelling at you about the roof?
No,
you know what I
Sam
mean?
is the mistake on the roof.
Yeah. The mistake's the guy that put him up there.
Like if I were, one of my jobs I have is bartending. If I drop a glass and then for the rest of my life, everyone's yelling at me about dropping the glass, but which is not comparable, but I can't imagine, these guys live their lives so much in public, and the way that they're treated by the public sometimes, just like how unforgiving the public is. I just, there's not an amount of money or fame or anything that you could give me that would that I would exchange that for to live in that kind of spotlight.
Yeah. It's go ahead, Sam.
I was going to say, I put on top-notch roofs, okay, but we do make mistakes because ain't nobody perfect. But, the thing is being able to fix the mistake. And then if you fixed it the right way, you'd never know that there was a mistake in the first place. But you got to, hold yourself accountable like he was talking about and moving forward with things, man. It was really great interview.
I never had a negative, again, I was not alive when that happened. But honestly, obviously, when you hear his name, that's the next thing that comes out of somebody's mouth. Oh, the guy that fumbled. That's the fumble, right? I'll say, after today, even just, and Sam, I would probably watch some of the same YouTube stuff you did, but just hearing him talk and the way, how positive he was, man. I don't even know, if I don't think the fumble will even be the first thing that comes to mind when I hear of him anymore. This is what's going to come to mind, just how positive he was. That again, I struggle with getting a bad Facebook comment or two sometimes, and it's that's from people on the internet. This dude had to put up with way worse than I ever will or we ever will. And he still like comes on and does stuff like this and is extremely positive about it. You know, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of the Super Bowl when I think of him, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't even know what the Super Bowl is, so can't even think.
We don't even know what a
Was
real
it with
quarterback
Was it with
is.
Washington who we won it with?
Yeah, won it with Washington and Mark Rippon is his quarterback.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
That was cool. He
26.
said that Bernie was his guy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's
might
on the
say-
Browns podcast.
I was going to say if he goes on a Redskins Commanders podcast, he answers the other way. But no, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
All right,
definitely
so
cool.
next, yeah, we
But
got
you know,
Garbage
Mark Rippon though,
Mhm.
Mark Rippon did plague the league with the idea that anybody can be the quarterback as long as you have a defense and a running back. You can win a Super Bowl. You know, so
Well, the Browns won 5 games last year with that same extent.
for sure. You know, he's the reason why like Trent Dilfer ended up here. You know, also Trent Dilfer's the reason Trent
Dilfer
Dilfer
was
ended
the
up
other
here
guy,
with
yeah.
with the Ravens. You know, when he did that there, but you know, Jake Delhomme and all those guys. You know, all of that started with you know, Mark Rippon, and then what's his name in when he came in, Jeff Hostetler.
Mhm.
You know, Hostetler and Rippon are the poster boys of the average quarterback, good defense wins championships.
Well, now we have Shador Sanders, who's very above average. He's elite. We have a great defense, and we had a great draft. So, yeah, Super Bowl.
Yeah, we could have spent this whole show talking about the draft, I'm sure, but man, that interview.
I'm telling like pulling at your heartstrings, man. That's the KC Concepcion pick. That's why I wanted him. I didn't even really know. I mean, he seems like a dog. I'm glad we got Boston, but like I don't know. Like I think Cleveland's a city that we just want to like have like root for some good people. It seems like we got some.
They fixed the defense last year. I thoroughly believe in that draft, and then this year they were fixing that offense. They knew what they needed to do, and they went through with it, man. So
yeah,
it checked all the boxes. It did check all the boxes.
Would Rich say get Logan to Tuscarawas County? Yeah, I need to get down there. I
I
used
will
to party out there, but we won't talk about that.
Well, no, he's I will tell you some more after the show, but some good opportunity with them guys over there for sure. We got some events coming up with them as well, and I was going to actually ask Rich to talk about those events, but kind of
He doesn't want to talk to you. He wants to talk to Earnest Byner.
yeah.
You don't care about us.
Oh man, but yeah, guys, appreciate you guys honestly for being here as well to make that interview what it was, and that was truly amazing. I have no words. That was a legend, and it was.
I liked hearing how he like after whatever I asked him, just how he dealt with it all like that. That was really cool because everybody goes through struggles. It doesn't, and his happened on the national stage.
Yeah,
and he pushed through it.
Yeah.
And he's taking other risks with the popcorns. Like that's, it might seem like a small thing to some people, but he's putting himself back out there, taking another risk, trying to start something else.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you guys can go to Giant Eagle, pick up a bag, don't fumble it, pick it up, and get your bag, or you can go to theoriginaldawgs.com and purchase some bags of popcorn there. He also does have the Rushers program where you get the book and the dog stuffed animal with your purchase. Be sure to check them out, man.
Yeah, and go on there too. You go on YouTube, check it out. The Healing Dawgs. And they help out youth, they help out veterans, just people down and out, man. They touch all of that. So
yeah, that's what I was just looking at it.
It's part of that's always that part of giving back. So which I really thoroughly enjoy, and it's always about being a dog on the field and a dog off the field. So
yeah, I might have to
stand up.
I guess all of us do, but I have it seems like it's like mental health stuff. I might have to reach out to him about that and see if there's any way I could like partner up with them and stuff.
Yeah. I'm with Erwin Curtis here. I don't really know if I like that pick up the bag and fumble it.
yeah, that was horrible timing.
Too soon, man. Too soon. That was 40 years ago. Yeah.
I actually told him I was going to say that, so we're good. But the Healing Dawgs, guys, check it out. It's Earnest Byner's nonprofit promoting health of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as partnerships with the community to advocate for veterans He did touch base with us a little bit on that Tuesday, but it helps children and the homeless. And today he is known for humbly sharing encouragement and hope to help people navigate through times and triumph as a winner, both on and off the field, by sharing his story. Everybody Fumbles. And you guys can pick that book up on his website as well. That's at theoriginaldawgs.com. Be sure to check it out. Great story, guys. Again, probably one of my favorite interviews by far. And looking forward to more. I will talk to you, Logan, about something afterwards. And thank you. Sam muted his microphone because he is about to smash on some popcorn.
Learning, dude. Even when I first joined the podcast, this would have been something that microphone would have been on for. And we all would have had to hear him chewing.
Yeah, the first time he actually grabbed it and started. What was it, Sam? You were sipping on something and had ice in it, and it was all loud.
Yeah.
I tried to hurry up and get the mute button, but it didn't work.
All right, gents. I smell bacon, so I'm going to go eat some breakfast.
Yeah, it's been real, guys. Love you guys. Once again, another great show, great interview. We always talk to each other, so yeah.
Let's take that positivity. Everybody that watched, all of us, take all the positivity we just heard and go change the world a little bit today with it.
Yep. And let's go Cavs Sunday.
And
maybe whatever.
Bernie's in with a procedure, so sending lots of thoughts and prayers and positive energy out to Bernie today as well.
Always do.
Sure. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you again to Ernest and Rich from Tuscarawas Browns backers. This Tuesday we will be live. I do not know what we're talking about yet, but I'm sure we have a game plan set here soon. But again, thank you guys. Prayers for Bernie. Go Cavs. Go Guards. Gary, when are you doing a show next? You and Logan.
We'll be doing Guards Mania Thursday night, 7:00. Me, Logan, and Eric.
Nice.
Perfect.
Good stuff.
All right. Again, everybody, thank you for joining us. We will see you Tuesday, 7:30 sharp.
Woo, woo, woo.